So anyway, man, I want to know what y'all think about Ali Siddiq. I think Ali Siddiq is becoming the. I hate to make that comparison, man, but you have to. You have when it comes to making. Comparison. A lot of people don't like making comparisons. I know people that say, "Why can't they just?" It's just comparison is just a way of gaining some levity and perspective and gravity of moments, grasping the moments. I think when you make a comparison, when you say this kid is the next Michael Jordan, that alerts you as to how impactful they could be. And if you're not attuned, and if you're not paying attention, you might miss the moment. And it's something about capturing moments when they're happening. So anyway, I think we're seeing the rise of Ali Siddiq becoming that, getting to that Dave Chappelle level of being able to command the comedic world. And comedians, when you are the top comedian, when you're the top comedian when you are the top comedian in your sphere, the top comedians really walk autonomously. When you are a Eddie Murphy, when you're a Dave Chappelle, when you're a Louis C.K., when you're a Bill Burr, when you're those guys, yeah, they can move differently. They can say things because they're funny, because they are a comedian under the auspices, and they're some of the smartest people too, most insightful people. You have to be a top comedian. Man, I don't know if comedians really could grasp the power that they possess. They can influence things, and maybe they do. They can influence things in a different way. I've heard Dave Chappelle does take advantage of that, but I don't know. Anyway, I just want to know what everybody thinks about Ali Siddiq. I watched him on the Mike D, one of my favorite podcasts, or one of my favorite interviews I've seen of him, and he does great interviews. That's where I really became I really came to appreciate him through his interviews, and then go back to his stand-ups. His interviews capture me, kind of like Nipsey Hussle, man. I was more in tune with Nipsey Hussle through his interviews than through the music. Music was straight, and that victory lap was dope. But anyway, don't let me digress. Ali Siddiq, man, let's play some of his.
And you sitting there minding your own business. Mind your own business. The officer doing his business, then he come around to your window and say, can I have your ID? No, what the hell you need my goddamn ID for? I'm not driving, I'm sitting. Is it a sitting ticket? When you tell somebody that you gonna be down with them, you tell somebody that you know to prove that.
So
you tell somebody that
I think of now that we're seeing a progression with him. I like the fact that he is, because he could have easily with the Mexican got boots. That's what really launched his acclaim and his fame. With the Mexican got boots, he could have easily got stuck into that street prison, because that was like his niche. That's what he blew up off of, prison stories, which is very compelling. But he has really shown himself to be of wide range and of a lot of depth. And that's what I already knew from his interviews, and what I believe would could and should be part of his evolution on stage, because everything I had seen from him was a lot of I had only been familiar with him through Mexican Got Boots, which was funny as hell, don't get me wrong, and then a few others, to where I was only aware of him talking about mostly prison stories, which was cool, but you can't put Ali in a box. His range is wide, and he is truly funny. He's just truly funny. And but Ali Siddiq, one of the coldest comedians, man, don't miss. Yeah, he really is, man. He's funny, and I like that he's putting out. He's, you know, you have to, as a comedian, put other comedians on. He's good about that. He's going into the aside from any criticism people may have about him, he's going into that Kevin Hart territory, where he's becoming like, a lot of his content is about his family, being and fatherhood. When I went to go see him, me and the lady went to go see him a few months back, and here in Texas, and of course he's from Texas, but here in San Antonio, and it was great. It was he talked about, I mean, it ended up being on his special, like his Dallas show was his special, but pretty much the same thing he did on the actual special is what he did on when he came to us in San Antonio, and it was great. It was great evolution. He didn't talk nothing about prison and stuff. Not that there's nothing wrong with that. It just showed his range and his evolution, and it's wonderful. And he's funny, man.
For what I know that I can make on my own, because I remind, a guy told me this. He helped with the same passion. Hey man, I need the world to know you, man, on Netflix. You know, I said YouTube is global.
True story.
He was like, didn't think about that. I said, yeah. I said, man, I have a lot of fans that can access it, and they can share it, and they can do all these things through YouTube. And
it's more interactive.
It's right. It's right
there in your face. You can see what people think about you with the light.
And then, as you can see, he's smart, man.
See what they.
As you can see, he's smart, insightful. He is a Texas dude, man. So I was looking for the Mike D podcast clip, because he had me, yeah. And he's a real Texas, Houston nigga, man. And you know that guy. If you are from here, you know him. You know him. If you don't know, what I'm saying is, you know, from his generation, being 50 something years old, from 80s babies, 80s, well, you know, he said he was doing it in 87, 88. You know those guys. I know those guys. My uncle being one. My uncle graduated in 86, the year I was born, and so yeah, he was part of that. You know, that generation where they had money, they had it all. They was living that life at young ages, and they you know that guy, and they all funny. They all funny, was smart, and just some of them didn't make it. A lot of them didn't make it, but the ones that did and have transcended their origins, someone like Ali Siddiq, is beautiful to see, because I feel like I really know him, because I do. I know cats like him, like my older brothers basically was like him. So yeah, my older brothers and uncles, you know that guy. Cousins, you know him. You know a nigga, a Texas nigga like Ali Siddiq. So it's good to see him prospering, man. He just dropped a new special. Ali Siddiq is the best comedian storyteller in the world. He really is, man. He's funny, man. He's funny, man. He's talented, dude. He's my guy. But yeah, check him out on the Mike D podcast. Shout out to the Mike D podcast. That's what I was really looking for, to want to share with y'all. But Just talk about him in general, man. If you're not familiar with him, get familiar with him. He's funny dude. All right, man. Peace and blessings. Hard Taste of Media.